Hello, good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, depending on where you're watching from. And again, I want to welcome you live on YouTube and Facebook to Step Out, Step In podcast. This is episode 120. And again, I want to welcome you back to this podcast where we encourage you to step out of your limitations and step into the fullness of who God has created you to be. And I want you to do me a favor if you can share the link with one person, let that one person also share with another person, and let's do this together. Thank you for tuning in live on YouTube and Facebook. And I'm so glad you've tuned in today because this episode, I believe, will push you to look deeper within yourself. And tonight's episode, we will talk about how to handle disappointments and not live with regrets. This is your host, David Joe, and stay tuned.
Every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, join me as we dive headfirst into thrilling stories of personal growth, daring adventures, and transformative experiences. Get ready to be motivated, inspired, and empowered to live your life to the fullest. So mark your calendar, set your alarm, and get ready to step out, step in with me every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss out on the adventure of a lifetime. Subscribe now and let's step into the unknown together. This is Step Out, Step In. The journey begins here. Step Out, Step In podcast, live on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribe today.
And again, thank you for tuning in to tonight's episode. And you hear the trailer that is 6 p.m. Yes, due to scheduling conflict, we had to push it back a little bit, and we apologize for that. And last week we had a little bit of technical challenges, so we are restreaming or rebroadcasting what um, we're supposed to have done last week, episode 120, and it is on how to handle your challenges and not live with regrets. And let me ask by asking you. Let me start by asking you this question: have you ever had life throw a curveball that left you feeling empty, crushed, or even betrayed by your own expectations? Disappointment hits every one of us, whether it is a missed opportunity, a failed relationship, a dream that didn't come to pass the way we imagined. We all face disappointment. It is something that every one of us goes through. But here's the truth: disappointment doesn't have to define you, ladies and gentlemen, and regrets doesn't have to imprison you. Let me say that again. Disappointments doesn't have to define you, and regrets doesn't have to imprison you. And tonight we're going to dive into this, and I want you to watch this space. All right, and again, thank you for tuning in to episode 120 of my Step Out, Step In podcast live on YouTube and Facebook. And just to let you know, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube page, please do so. Don't forget to click on that notification bell so that anytime something is posted, you will be notified. Follow me on Facebook as well. Like, comment, nice comments. I always say that. Just kidding. Yeah, just be truthful about your comments, just to make us better. All right, so in today's episode, as I said earlier, we're going to talk about how to face your disappointments and how you can heal from them and keep moving forward without living in the shadow of regret. So, in order for us to understand disappointment, we want to start by defining what disappointment is. What is disappointment? So, disappointment is the sadness or displeasure, crush when expectations are not met. Can I say that again? Disappointment is the sadness or displeasure caused when expectations are not met. And I said earlier that everyone faces disappointment. Everyone faces it in your career, in your business. There are business setbacks, there are broken promises, personal failures. And it's should I say it's an equal opportunity employer? Whether you like it or not, you will go through it. And if you've not been through it, just wait for it. It's only a matter of time. And you know, as I said earlier, everyone goes through it. It is something that we all face. You know, as a person of faith, I want to back it up with scripture. And in Proverbs 13, in Proverbs 13, it talks about hope deferred makes the heart sick. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. But longing, but a longing fulfilled is a tree is a tree of life. But a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. You know, it's natural to feel the sting of disappointment, but staying stuck in it leads to regret. It is okay to feel the sting, but when you get stuck in it, that is when it leads to regret. So I want us to look at a few reasons why some people, many people struggle with disappointment. Why do people struggle with disappointment? And we want to look at a few reasons why people struggle with disappointment. And let's see here. Okay. So I believe that number one is unrealistic expectations, thinking everything should go as planned. Unrealistic expectations, thinking everything should go as planned. You know, there are some people that they have this expectation that everything should go according to their plan. Their T's will have to be crossed, their I's will have to be dotted no matter what. And when things don't go the way they expect, they get disappointment. Number two is comparison and measuring your journey against someone else's success. Ladies and gentlemen, whether we like it or not, somebody will always be better than you. Somebody will always be better than you. That is why you don't have to compare yourself to other people and with your success. You know, and number three is lack of trust in God's timing. I believe that some people don't have the patience to wait for God's timing. They just want things their way. It should happen now. The microwave generation, we want it now. You know, everything should be in my time, and not God's time, not anyone's in anyone's time, but in my time. It should happen now for me, whether I like it or not, by hook or crook. So there was this guy that was praying and said, God, by hook or crook, you have to bless me. Lack of trust in God's timing. And as we go further, we also want to look at, um, disappointment becomes regret when you dwell on what if instead of trusting what is next. If you dwell so much on what if instead of what's next. Thank you, Davida. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a long time. I owe you a phone call. I was expecting you to also call. That is why I'll be called all this while. All right, so I definitely owe you a phone call, and also thank you for tuning in. All right, so let's see, how can we, or how do you handle disappointment? How do you handle disappointment? Number one is acknowledge your feelings. Don't suppress it. Know that it is real. I mean, you've been through a disappointment. Just acknowledge your feelings, and and anytime you suppress it, you are denying the reality of it. And remember that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted. That is what the psalmist says. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. So acknowledge your feelings. Acknowledge your disappointment. Number two is shift your perspective. You just have to shift your perspective. Look at disappointment as setups for growth, not dead ends. Set up for growth, not dead ends. Number three is learn the lesson. One of the things I've come to realize and understand is a lot of people don't learn the lessons through the challenges, the disappointments, the failures, and all that they go through. They let it pass. But every closed door teaches wisdom, ladies and gentlemen. And one of the questions we need to ask is, what can I take from this? What can I learn from this? What are the teachable moments in what I just went through, or what I've been through, or what I am going through? Learn the lesson. Number four is forgive at all times. Release that bitterness, anger, resentment. Let it go. Forgive yourself and keep moving forward. Release that bitterness towards yourself or others, those who cause that bitterness. Let it go. Let it go. I wish you could type it in the comment section, let it go. And number five, redirect your focus. Redirect your focus. Now, redirecting your focus is moving from dwelling on the loss to pursuing the next opportunity. I believe that when one door closes, there is another bigger and better door ready to open. But the reason why sometimes we don't see the next door opening is because we dwell so much on the past that we can let go to move forward. So just redirect your focus. Just redirect your focus. And while I'm in this arena, as a person of faith, I want to and give biblical examples as well. Let's take Joseph as an example in the book of Genesis. I believe that he was disappointed um, by at being sold by his brothers. He was disappointed by being falsely accused by Potiphar's wife. He was disappointed by being thrown in jail. But he did not let that disappointment get him stuck. He moved forward. He did what his calling was. He served with purpose. And guess what? At the appointed and the appropriate time, he was elevated to the second in command in the land of Egypt. You know, he didn't live in regret. He saw God's bigger plan unfolding. He never did. That is why he was able to move forward and move on. So, how do you and I live without regrets? How do we live without regrets? You know, regret is, by definition, it is holding on to the past, and freedom comes when you release that regret. So, in order for you to, thank you, let it go. One amazing woman of God, Nanaya Joe, says, let it go, let it go. Thank you, let it go. All right. So, regret is holding on to the past. Freedom comes when you release it. And how do you do this? Number one, you have to be intentional. You have to live intentionally every single day. You don't have to be chained to your choices, but take responsibility. And also don't play the blame game, because anyone or anything you blame, do you know you're in power? Number two is, as I said, take responsibility for your choices, but don't be chained to them. And number three is keep hope in God's future for you. Keep hope in God's future for you. Hope is something that you can give up on, and you don't have to give up on. I know that you cannot rewrite yesterday. You cannot go back and correct all the things that happened yesterday. But you can shape your tomorrow by learning from what happened yesterday, using it as a stepping board to leap into your tomorrow. So, as we come close to uh, the end of this, I just want to encourage someone. I just want to encourage a friend, a brother, a sister, anyone, everyone. Disappointment is real, but regret is optional. Disappointment is real, but regret is optional. You have a choice to let the weight of unmet expectations define your story, or to step into God's promise of renewal and hope. So today I want to challenge you. Write down one disappointment you've been holding on to. Then declare over it that this will not define me. All right, sorry about that. We lost power to the computer. We're back online. Sorry about that. So just as I was saying before the whole thing went out or went off, I say today I challenge you to write down one disappointment you've been holding on to and declare over it that this will not define me. Just say that I will learn from it, I will grow, and I will move forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, if today's episode spoke to you, I want you to share it with a friend who may be stuck in regrets. I said earlier on that we all go through it. Every one of us has faced it, will face it. It is not something that will bypass you. You will go through it. So I just want you help me share with somebody. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a moment of encouragement. This is Step Out, Step In podcast, reminding you that your disappointments don't determine your destiny. Keep stepping forward because your best days are still ahead. Until same time next week, God willing, this has been your host, David Joe. Have a wonderful, amazing, fruitful, and a productive day, week. And I also say I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Stay blessed.